where the money was spent. We're still trying to find out where did they spend all that money, but they didn't know what they were doing, and it's a shame. And we almost lost that building. That building was very close, structurally and every other way. We've totally reversed it, and now it's going to be in great shape for another, literally for 100 years. It's going to be in great shape. It's going to be in better shape than ever before. So we've done a real job. We've secured historic funding for the Kennedy Center, and we got that in the great, big, beautiful bill. That's a bill that everybody said was impossible to get passed. They said, you can't do it. It's too big. It was supposed to be 17 bills. I said, let's put it in one, because the Democrats are absolutely crazy. And I have some Democrat friends here, but they're crazy. And they might have approved a couple of them, but most of them they wouldn't. I said, if we put it all in one, there's something for everybody. And we got it approved with a pretty small majority. We have the majority, but pretty small majority. We got it approved. And we got some support. We got a little support from some of the rational Democrats. But one of the things we were able to do is help very much the Kennedy Center. We got so many other things, though. Largest tax cuts in history. No tax on, think of this, tips. No, for the workers, no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security for our great seniors, no tax on overtime. Nobody thought that was possible. You're allowed if you buy a car. These people don't know about buying cars, because you buy cars, probably you're not going out to borrow a lot of money, the group in this room. But you know what? Middle-income people, they never had this before. If you go out and borrow money, which almost everyone does to buy a car, you're now allowed to deduct the interest for income tax purposes. Never happened before. It's a great thing. We have so many things in the great, big, beautiful bill. But one of the things we have is we're going to rebuild our city, Washington, D.C. We now have one of the safest cities in the country. It was a horror show when I came here. A year and a half ago, this city was so dangerous. A year ago, it was so dangerous. We've been there 10 months, and now we're setting records for safety. We've had virtually no crime. We had terrorism 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago, horrible terrorism. But it sounds like we were doing so well that the terrorists felt they didn't want to see us do very well. But we have right now the safest capital. We have as safe a capital as anywhere in the world, and we had one of the most unsafe capitals in the world. Thank you. And I walk through the White House, and I'll see especially young women say, sir, thank you very much. And I know immediately what they're saying. They're not thanking me for the 8 wars that we've stopped. They're not thanking me for even the tax cuts or any of the other things we've done. They're thanking me because they can actually walk to the White House. They feel safe now in the city, and they are. And I want to thank our National Guard. They've been unbelievable. The National Guard has been great. And Christy and Tom Homan and all the people that work so hard on that. And as you probably noticed, we just went into New Orleans, and we went into Memphis, Tennessee. We went in a light way because we have a lot of opposition there with these people. They want to have crime. I mean, it's the craziest thing, Chicago. But we've brought down crime and just giving it a little dose of what we do really well. But we'll, at some point, just go in and do it exactly the way we want. We won't have any crime, and we'll have very little crime in Chicago, almost none. We'll stop it everywhere. We do stop it everywhere. And we had a governor, a very good governor from Louisiana. Jeff Landry just called, and he said, please do me a favor. Would you send the troops into New Orleans? It's really gotten bad. And I said, we'll do it. We just sent them in, and within about 3 days, everyone said it's like a different place. And he's a smart governor. And some of the governors, you'd be surprised at some of the ones that are calling. But we're stopping crime. I said we were going to, during the campaign, we're going to stop crime. Nobody knew we were going to stop it to this extent. Nobody knew we were going to have a border where in 6 months, not one person came into our country illegally. Think of that. So we went from the worst border where millions and millions, 25 million people over the course of the 4 years came into our country, many from prisons and gang members, drug dealers, mental institutions.